Are you guys ready?
Yeah!
When I was a kid, I was like, oh, the more the exhaust pipes, the faster the car. So this thing's gotta go so fast.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Supercar 4-in-1. Today we are at the unveiling of Manny Khoshbin's Hermes Bugatti Chiron. This is a Bugatti that was built at the factory but then sent to Hermes, the luxury clothing company, and they did a couple modifications on it. It is under a cover right over here, so we're gonna go check it out. I'm pretty excited. How are you feeling, Steve?
It's gonna be awesome, man. The Bugatti's already one of the greatest vehicles manufactured, and then on top of that, a full Hermes edition. I can't wait to see what it looks like.
Yeah, let's check this thing out, guys. Hey guys, this right here is his Hermes edition Pagani Huayra. So this one he's got before his Chiron. It's upgraded by Hermes a lot like the Chiron. If you look at this interior, it's got the Hermes brown leather and it's got the Hermes brown paint on it as well. This car's super unique, one of one, just like the Chiron. It's very good looking. You can see these vents right here have the Hermes design.
Come close, just don't touch it and don't take it for a drive.
So this is the Hermes Chiron. We've got special vents down here that are done by Hermes. The underside of the wing has a special design on it. Paint itself is actually a special color for this car. Okay guys, right here we've got Manny Khoshbin's McLaren Mercedes SLRs. There's 5 different versions of them, 2 roadsters, 3 coupes. The interesting thing is though, there's no 722S's, so none of these are necessarily special editions. They are just rare cars. He buys them as an investment. He believes these cars will be going up, but he didn't buy the 722S, which I find interesting. But these are still amazing cars, supercharged V8, 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds, 690 horsepower. These things are monsters, but I would have gotten the 722S personally. But anyways, check these things out, guys. Full carbon P1, guys. He sent this back to MSO, which is McLaren Special Operations, to get rebodied in this matte carbon fiber. It's the only matte carbon fiber McLaren P1 ever. What's up, Sebastian? Sebastian! Hey, follow Supercar 4-in-1, boys.
Okay guys, so we're now in the car headed to Marshall Goldman. We're gonna meet up with our boy Fernando. So just sit back, relax. This is gonna take us about an hour, but it's gonna take you about maybe 2 to 5 seconds. welcome back. We finally made it here. Long drive, Newport, Costa Mesa area, now up here in Beverly Hills at our friends Marshall Goldman. So we're gonna meet up with them, kind of go over some of the stuff that they've moved, check out what they've got, and take it from there.
This is a Koenigsegg Ccx. This car is dual supercharged. So that means it has two different superchargers. One of them is off to the side and one of them is on top of the actual engine. It creates a ton of boost. I believe it makes right around 900 horsepower. It's a manual gearbox, rear wheel drive, V8. This was one of the first cars that Koenigsegg actually produced after the CC8 and the CC8S and the CC. And if you look over here, we've got this interior that it looks pretty dated. We were talking about this with the Bugatti when we were at Royalties out of cars. You can see they put technology in here which makes it look very old. But you can see that door mechanism over there. The way these doors open up is absolutely insane. And these cars are so awesome. It's got carbon fiber wheels. This barrel is actually carbon fiber on this car. Center locks, which we talked about with the Porsche 911 RSR at the racetrack. And this thing is just amazing, guys. Let's get some beauty shots and check it out.
Welcome to Marshall Goldman. Let's go check out what they got.
Guys, we are here with the best ever twin turbo V8 Ferrari. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. Let's go and check it out. So, we are here with the Ferrari F40. Super rare. Only 1,200 of them were ever built back in the 1980s. They make right around 500 horsepower, which doesn't sound like a lot, but back in the 1980s, you gotta think of what they were competing with. Lamborghini Countach had 300 horsepower. This is its direct competitor, making almost double that. It is rear wheel drive with absolutely zero traction control whatsoever, and it is so light. This car weighs, I believe, somewhere in the low 3,000 pound range. This car, if you even look back here, this is not even glass. This is actually plastic for the engine cover. And it shows you how direct this car is. You can look down here and see the actual turbos for this motor that fuel this thing. And it gives it so much air that this car just goes. It is absolutely gorgeous. This Rosso Corsa paint is so thin to save weight, you can actually see the way the body curves and you can actually see the bodywork under it. It has the triple exhaust tip just like the Ferrari 458, but actually one of these is the wastegate for the turbos. And so that's why that's designed like that, unlike the 458, which is a naturally aspirated V8. If we come over to the interior, this displays the race car of this even more. We've got seats set up for harnesses. These are racing carbon seats. We've got a steering wheel with absolutely no buttons on it whatsoever. That gated manual shifter. These awesome 1980s seat belts that, you know, go all the way to the front. But we got cloth dash. I mean, there is nothing in here. There's not even a radio, guys. This car is just made to go fast. That's all she does. You can see these center lock wheels, which this is a very iconic design. It's a 5-spoke. This is the only car that they were ever sold on, and people love these wheels actually. That center lock shows how race car this is because you didn't even get the option for lugs. Up here, we've got NACA ducts. These were designed by the NASA before it was called NASA. They are the lowest drag intake you can have on a car. And there are very few cars actually ever built with those intakes on them. You can see these pop-up headlights showing how classic this car is and just how sleek it is. Right next to this 2005 Ford GT, it is actually lower down than this car, and this is one of the sleekest cars ever built. I mean, you can see this is another one of its competitors back in the days, a 911 Turbo S. And look, look at the difference. Which one would you take? That about wraps up our visit here at Marshall Goldman. But thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time. Stay classy. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Supercar 411. Today we are out at CNC Motors looking at a very, very special Lamborghini. We got a couple cars around us, a lot of cool stuff. A 6x6 Jeep, shout out James. And a couple more cars inside. Let's go see what we can find. There's definitely some special stuff going on in here, so let's see what kind of exclusive stuff we can get for you. Okay guys, so we were talking about a very special Lamborghini. We're here with the Lamborghini Aventador Sv, one of 800 ever built in the world. But the really important thing here, Lamborghini Reventon, the birth of the Lamborghini Aventador. This car was in between the Lamborghini Murcielago and the Aventador in 2008. It was modeled after an F-16 fighter jet, and if you look in the interior, the cluster is completely based off of a jet. This car, they only ever built 20 coupes and 15 roadsters, and they were all spec'd the exact same. You could not choose your color. So if you look at this combo, this is a matte gray that's very metallic with a green interior. These cars are all automatic 6.5 liter V12s. Check out this interior, guys. This thing is gorgeous, guys. So this one right here is number 20 of 20. It is the last one ever built. Everything in here is carbon fiber. If you look on this dash, you can clearly see that that is based off of a fighter jet. This thing is crazy, guys. It's got the Lamborghini Scissor doors. It's based on the chassis of the Lamborghini Murcielago, and so the doors go straight up, unlike the Aventador where they go out a little bit. It's got the bat wings from the Murcielago, and it's, I mean, you could definitely see where the Aventador comes into it with this style of exhaust and the more angular shaping, but the Murcielago is still definitely very deep in this car. But this thing is very special, very awesome, and a huge thank you to CNC Motors for letting us check this thing out, and let's see what else we can find in here, guys. Okay guys, moving from that Revington over there, we're now moving to this Celine S7. Okay, so this is another one of those classic supercars. It is a supercharged V8 made by Ford that was raced originally in Le Mans, actually. This was in the GT1 series, and it was relatively successful, but I don't believe it ever won because this was in the generation of GT1, including the CLK GTR, 911 GT1, and the McLaren F1, which all dominated their series. This car is a 6-speed manual H-pattern shifter. It's center lock wheels, a roof scoop for that huge V8 to get all that air in there. Maneuvers over these wheels to get all that turbulent air out of the tire so that it can get as much as a good drag coefficient as it possibly can. It has butterfly doors just like a McLaren that open up and out. I mean, it's got all these different intakes. It's very long. This has that 1990s styling of the GT1 series, which is what it was built for, like I said. And they actually built a version called the Celine S7 Twin Turbo, which had more than 1,400 horsepower. And the leader of Celine told all customers to not drive those cars because they made too much power, they would just blow up on themselves. And so these cars were built to be crazy and they were built to party. So check this thing out, guys. We'll get some beauty shots and take a look. That concludes our video. Make sure you hit subscribe and like. Thanks for watching. Stay classy. You guys want to come around and check out this interior. This thing is super, super locked.